This episode of the Lonely Island podcast is brought to you by our friends at Maker's Mark. We are celebrating Women's History Month by recognizing the spirited women in our lives and remembering Maker's Mark co-founder Margie Samuels. You too can celebrate the spirited women in your life with a free personalized label to go with a bottle of Maker's Mark. Head to makersmarkpersonalize.com and fill in the details in order to create and mail your custom label. Maker's Mark makes their bourbon carefully. Please enjoy it that way. Maker's Mark, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 45% alcohol per volume. Copyright 2025, Maker's Mark Distillery, Incorporated, Loretto, Kentucky.
The Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast show.
Guys, before we start this here podcast, I would like to bring up that the vest gate has been really hurtful to me personally. There's been a lot of comments that were put up on our Instagram. How many are there, Keith?
Just looking at the Lonely Myers Pod Instagram, and it has 949 comments about the vest. To be fair, you asked for it. You wrote weigh in on the comments.
That's true, but I was thinking that everyone's going to be really nice to me.
You wrote weigh in on the comments.
Yeah.
I actually just got an email from everyone involved in Watergate, and they say they're offended that you used the gate.
Well, now I'm offended by that.
Phrasing for Vestgate. That they know what they did was bad, but to compare them to this was really hurtful. Which is weird because this is not live. How do they know?
Because what they did was way worse, or because what they did was way better?
They just felt like it was minimizing what they did.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, can I just say that I thought I was a more popular character on the show to be so lambasted?
These are all sent with love, I think. I'm going to just read some from the very top. I wish I had...
Did you just refer to yourself as a character on the show?
Yeah, he's not being himself. You know that.
No. I mean, but the vest was me.
First off, let's just say, what's going to happen? We don't have Seth.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
I know. We're into the unknown.
Yeah.
But wait, Yorm, what's your real voice then if you're playing a character most of the time?
I'm so glad you asked that, Andy.
I knew that would pay off.
There's the normal guy.
And anyway.
But let's go back to the show.
Oh, my God.
Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote, this vest seems destined to conceal a Quado. And then he also said that he, in parentheses, laughing so hard at all the comments. Thank you, Quaid Army. I also want to thank the Quaid Army for just,
thanks, Lynn.
Snuggling in with that name so hard. I'm just going to read, I guess these are the top ones. I don't know how I would organize it. This person wrote, also wish I had Yorm's memory so I could forget I ever saw this vest.
Dagwood.
That's
a harsh
mean.
toke.
A lot of people said, I don't know what I expected, but this isn't it. That seemed like a pretty common one.
There were a lot of comments that were comparing me to a bag of trash, I noticed, which is...
Normal guy wearing a normal vest.
Like Dream Girl.
Yeah.
Bag of trash.
Like Dream Girl references. Our own work being used against me to compare me to a bag of trash.
I thought you guys were being hard on him, but actually you were being really easy on him.
One of the comments that I didn't like, which was from, I believe Baze sent this in, said that I looked like a goth crossing guard. That was
that's good. This person says, and this is why Andy said he would go to Kyiv first for the fashion advice.
Dag.
It's a good callback to earlier.
Shots fired. Shots fired and hit.
Burn.
Quaid Army official uniform.
That's good. One of them was that I think it was, I'm going to paraphrase here, but it said that I looked like a lifeguard at a pool on the Death Star.
That's right.
Oh. Different kind of guard.
Yeah.
Andy did say that Yorma takes the most risks in his wardrobe.
That's true.
Yeah.
That was your quote.
Okay. Can I tell you the one comment that I really appreciated?
Yeah.
Sure.
It was just, this vest fucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Love that one.
This person wrote, they hate to see a sleeveless Quaid coming. That's right. They do.
Yorm, was the vest expensive?
I want people now to guess what they think the vest cost.
Oh, so the vest saga continues.
Yes, because Danny, who is Kiva's assistant on the old Naked Gun movie, he was rocking that vest every night of your shoots, Kiv.
Yeah, it was cold nights, and it was But not that he has the same vest. It was literally Yorma's vest.
Oh.
And everybody loved it on Danny, which really was a bummer for me. Every time I put it on.
Did he have a hooded sweatshirt on under it? He had something puffier underneath.
No, it's his whole style is better than mine. So it just somehow worked
and
for
he had
him.
it unzipped as well. It just looked like a crew guy, like a more natural fit.
It just looked right on him. But he kept asking me how much it cost. And then by day 4, I told him and he was horrified.
Yeah, we don't pay him enough.
Yeah, so everybody guess what they think the vest cost. That can be round 2 of Vestgate.
Vestgate.
Just throwing gate around willy-nilly.
How do we want to set this up, guys? Do we want to talk about what kind of episode this is?
I mean, it's just saying because we don't have Seth, we didn't want to go further into sketches. So this is like filler and just like trash episode.
like a bag of trash episode.
Giving them the hard sell.
Anyway, be sure to listen to the whole fucking thing.
We got a bunch of
This
Q&As.
is what we like to call an idling while Seth attends a bar mitzvah in Texas kind of an episode.
I'm only going to do half of it in my pod voice, though. The rest of it's going to be like this.
The thing that ticks me off the most, fellas, is the number of bar mitzvah invites I turned down in order to be here.
Oh my God.
And then Seth
so many.
just turns right around and just fucks us. You know
Man,
what I mean?
what a turbo white that guy is.
I know, we thought he was the most turbo white. Turns out he's really just...
The most turbot.
Yeah.
He did one solid before he got on a plane, which was that he texted his drinking buddy, Paul Rudd. I say drinking buddy because they did the day drinking, which was delightful.
Oh my God.
Oh, by the way, I finally saw that, and it is excellent. You guys were not wrong.
It's
a very good
fucking
episode.
funny.
So good.
Yeah.
So go check that out on YouTube, everybody. So this was, again, in regards to Everyone's a Critic, and to we knew we had given him the painting, and where is it? And that was the question.
Hey guys, it's Paul. I have an update for you about the painting. I do have it. You were kind enough to give it to me. I guess as a remembrance of our time together making the digital short.
He guesses.
I loved it. I treasured it. I took it back to my house and realized I don't want this hanging on any wall. So I have it in a closet. It is a disturbing painting. I could describe it, but that does take some of the mystery away because it is an actual painting. Let's just say Andy's nude from the waist down, as we know, and he has hot dogs for fingers, and that's part of it. And I realized, out of context, you hang that on the wall, you have to describe why you have that on your wall, and that's not a good thing. Anyway, there you go. If you want it back, just text me.
I have a couple comments on that. One, I would like Paul to at least put it up on his wall in the closet that it's in.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be on the floor of the closet.
Yeah, why not in the back of the closet?
Just to preserve it a little better, yeah.
You know, it can be a nice surprise when you get to...
just right behind all the jackets. So when you go for a jacket.
Yeah, so when you get to laundry day, you're like, oh, God!
You said you had a couple of comments, Yorm.
Yeah, what's your second? We're leaving a room.
I can't remember the second one.
That's how
Fucking
fast.
Goldfish over here.
That's how quickly they go, guys. We just saw one. It's rare to see a thought forget in real time.
You'd be the worst lawyer.
Your
Honor, first of all, my client. Second,
My client.
secondly,
my client, Jerry?
this isn't my real voice.
Oh, but seriously, this is a good court case. You're a good judge. In all seriousness, can we let him off the hook? He's a good guy.
I'll remember it mid-show, I think.
This is it. We are mid-show. We got no Seth. We are floundering.
This is going to be a 15-minute Just one long ramble.
Wait,
without Seth giving us structure. Look, we had been debating doing a podcast for a long time, and we were like, but we can't do it. And then Seth was like, I'll do it with you. And we were like, oh, well, then that would be something, because then there'd be a person who would make it be a thing.
That's right. That is what talked us into it.
That would keep it on track and moving forward.
And now look at him. He's probably dancing the horo right now while we're floundering.
Now we're all playing like a game of chicken of who's going to take the lead.
Jeff, throw something.
Yeah, read a
throw
comment.
something in there so that when we need something, it's there.
Give us things to comment on, Jeff.
Every time we're starting one, have the next one there. So when we're gasping for air, there's a breath. You know what I mean?
Hey dudes, it's Seth. I'm currently at the airport and just wanted to, check in, hear how the pod is going. Without me, and I guess maybe a little curious as to whether it's better without me, and if our listeners are going to sort of say I'm a fourth wheel and I should get out of the way. But then, when you think about cars, a fourth wheel is almost essential to the engineering as far as
you don't want to be in one of those weird ones.
making it safe
Single wheel
on the roads. And I also can tell this is coming off as desperate and needy. And so, I just wouldn't even play this. I think it's a huge mistake to play this. But I also think, it's a huge mistake to do it without me. And I cannot believe you guys did this on the day that I'm at the airport and fucking spinning out right now.
Yes.
And
Oh, no.
I'm so mad. And I agree with Akiva.
Oh.
Space Olympics is a fucking pile of shit.
Oh, man. After all these years?
He finally said it.
That's just the tag now. Thanks, caller, for weighing in. One of the Quaid Army.
It was wild that he voiced his concern that we were going to be better without him right as we were spiraling about having no clue how to do it without him. It shows you that we're actually the perfect team.
Yeah, what a great metaphor. We are a car, and thanks so much for keeping us on the tracks, Seth. Let's see what happens next.
All right, so Jeff is one of the producers over here, and he's going to be just feeding us
We are a car?
the Lonely Auto.
What is this fool on?
I just got up from a nap. To be fair, so yeah.
This is post nap, Yorm.
Yeah, this is
Snuggly, sleepy guy.
There's so many things about me that you're gonna find out this episode.
Okay, so Jeff, one of the producers, is going to be just feeding us things, and it's going to be nice and clunky in the chat. Here we go. Questions we got a lot of. Several people have mentioned the similarity to White Lotus opening theme in the Everybody's a Critic that are is a little bit of the so did they rip us off?
It is kind of similar.
Oh man, yeah. I bet Mike White ripped us off.
Well, I heard, there's a big falling out between Mike White and the guy who does the music.
That's probably what it was about. Mike's like, you can't do that. You're just ripping off the Everyone's a Critic music.
Well, you took it a different way. I was going to say, Mike, call Keeve and Yorm. They're readily available to fill in if you guys aren't going with that guy next season.
I will definitely do that. Season 5. Are we on season 4 or 5?
If it was season 4 and the opening credits hit and it was just you guys going,
you're like people didn't even watch the first episode.
You're like, for some reason this season seems worse.
This is the next one. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
People have let us know that you can say jizz after 9 p.m. in the UK.
Oh, even earlier.
Does that mean multiple people said 9 p.m. is the jizz starting cutoff?
That's the jizz starting cutoff. Wow.
I told you guys they're not tripping there.
I know, but is that official? Why would this is written like multiple people weighed in to be like 9 p.m.
I think it's not like at 9 the one word you can now say is jizz. I think it's like all dirty stuff.
Yeah, like it turns into HBO on their broadcast TV.
Yeah.
The way I think about Britain though too, like I like to think that it's actually not about TV. It's about life. And at 9 o'clock, they can all say it. But before that, they would never dare because it would be too impolite.
No, because that's too close to tea time.
Interesting.
It's jizz time at 9.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing about foggy London town. Everyone's like, oh, spot of tea, England.
Yeah.
They really do drink a ton of tea.
They do.
It's not like a nasty thing that people say about it. It's like actually very, very quaint and nice.
So both of you guys spent extended time there. What is the tea that's in the mid-morning, like the 11 a.m. one called? Do you guys know? There's like a really cute name for the 11 a.m. tea.
Is Tetley's one of them? Am I mispronouncing that?
Tetley's, that might be it. No, it's like a...
Well, I get them confused with, what hobbits do.
Right, but they probably do it too. What do they call it?
There's Elevensies, second breakfast.
Elevensies. That's it. I literally couldn't remember it. It seems like I should have since I said the word 11, but that's it.
I don't think they have second breakfast, Pippin.
Was that spot on?
Support comes from Kremo. Guys, I've been hitting the gym, as some of you may know, because I'm trying to look like Jeremy Allen White from his Calvin Klein photo spread a while back. And while exercise can make you feel good about yourself, let's be honest, you can also make you sweat if you're doing it properly. And what comes with sweat? Not the best smells in the world. And that's where Kremo comes in. You can elevate your deodorant experience with Kremo's 2 latest signature scents. Italian Bergamot is a bright, fresh, and robust smell, showcasing notes of bergamot, neroli blossom, and fresh vetiver. I'm getting a mouth workout while I talk about a workout. Palo Santo is deep, smoky, and refined, featuring notes of Palo Santo, bright cardamom, and dried papyrus. Yes, the paper that Egyptians wrote on, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I actually gave Palo Santo a try recently, and now I'm a big fan. Not only looking like Jeremy Allen White, but smelling like he probably doesn't. Probably better than Jeremy Allen White. That's what I want. What else sets Cremo apart from other men's deodorants? Cremo uses enhanced, multi-layered scent technology for a long-lasting experience. So you can apply it once and enjoy how you smell all day, and so can all of your fellow gym mates. So head to Target or Target.com to find Cremo's new line of antiperspirants and deodorants in the Italian bergamot or Palo Santo scents. Once again, that's Target or Target.com for Cremo. Support comes from HomeChef. These days, it can feel like there's no price difference in eating out or staying in. Well, that's awful. And to make matters worse, there's so many unhealthy options out there to sift through. HomeChef can help you save money and eat healthier with their fresh, delicious meal kits that are delivered straight to your door. You know, just recently with HomeChef, we made the fried shrimp tacos and the spinach and artichoke penne, and both of them were amazing. And even my kids enjoyed it, which is shocking because they don't like anything. Users of leading meal kits have rated HomeChef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. For a limited time, HomeChef is offering our listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. You can go to homechef.com/island. That's homechef.com/island for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. homechef.com/island. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert.
All right. So a couple people mentioned going to meet us at shows where they went to the place where they could fuck us. And then they sent photos. So we got a photo from Claire that is showing right there.
Do
so
people
that's
know? Do people know? Like, let's reiterate if people don't know.
We went over how when we were on stage at the concert, I forget why it came up, over and over the refrain of "If anybody wants to fuck me, I'll be chilling at the Office Depot parking lot on Lamar and 5th. Bad bitches only. Thank you. God bless."
God bless. I forgot we added God bless.
So that was in wherever Claire is from.
Uh-huh.
And then we got another person, Melissa, sent us a shirt that we talked about how we always had one of our roadies meet whoever was there with a kind of fill in the blank shirt we made that says, "I came to party with the Lonely Island on," and then in Sharpie, this looks like maybe my handwriting.
It really does look like your handwriting.
June 21st. At the Dwayne Reed in NYC. So it's like a official Mad Lib shirt that we had that we would fill out every night.
That's a fun one.
It's very good. And then here's a picture as a bonus of Seth, who I forgot, did he do a set of comedy when we played Pier 17 in New York, or did he just come out and intro us?
I don't know. I think he might have just introduced us and someone else did a set.
Yeah,
No way.
I think that might be true. I think maybe Connor O'Malley did this one.
It was Connor.
Oh, really?
I bet it was super right down the middle, too.
Yeah, that's him.
We probably didn't want him to do it because he was so turbot white. You know, we were just like, "Oh, get out of here. You're ruining the vibe, Seth."
Oh, I see.
We would always have comedians we like open for us. And then if somebody else was around, we'd have them come intro us, like Tim Robinson introed us in Detroit, that sort of thing. But Tim Meadows opened.
We had such rad openers.
We had the two best Detroit Tims.
Yes.
And Danny Brown, also the fucking triad of awesome Detroit
Yeah,
dudes.
Danny Brown came out and did Lazy Sunday.
Yes.
That was nuts. Jeff, you got to have the next one just sitting there. So when we're going, I can just rail right into it.
Jeff, you're exposing us and ruining our fucking careers, dude.
And if it's going to be an audio one, just put audio one next, and then I'll throw to that. I have an actual question. Sometimes when we're getting these voice notes, and sometimes when I went online and looked at comments, there's people on YouTube going, "Where do you send a voice note? How do you get a voice note in?" And I'm like, I have no clue where these are coming from. Jeff, will you tell us where do the voice notes come from if somebody wants to send us a voice question?
There's a link in the Instagram bio.
There's a link in the Instagram bio for people who want to send it. You can just leave your voice in there, Jeff. We don't have to edit you out. It's fine. All right, this is from Allie. "Hi, guys. Listening to the newest episode on the classic and certainly Criterion Collection short, Jizz in My Pants, and thought the intro for today's episode sounded a lot like Kristen Wiig singing. I guess I have two questions. 1, am I right? Did I totally nail that? 2, where did you get those intros from? Who, what, when, where? Longtime listener, first-time emailer. Thanks for making my commute more fun. So I'll answer 2 first, and then you can talk about the wig one. This guy, Greg Chun, who we've known for years and is a musician, and is always our first call when we have something that is actually musical that we need to do real.
Yep.
He's just very good at picking up the phone, and he's very talented. A little bit of trivia on him. If you watch Squid Game, but you do it dubbed, he's the voice of the main dude in Squid Game for American audiences, because he also does a lot of VO. So whenever there's little things like this, he's always the first person any of us are texting. He did all the music for the Michael Bolton Valentine's Day special. He did, when Andy hosted the Emmys, he did the opening like musical kind of song.
He did the song we did for the Oscars that ended up not getting made.
Oh yeah, that's on our YouTube channel. I bet you his voice is even on there. And so, so we love this guy. And so once a month, he'll just text us like 5 new ones that are random. And then the wig one, awesome. She texted it to Yorm a cappella, and I'm not sure why.
I just asked her what her idea for a theme song would be, because she was saying that she would want to do one. And then she sent that in, and then we didn't bother to re-record her because we were like, that was great.
And honestly, it wasn't even us. She just did it. And then Greg Chun just made it musical and surprised all of us, actually. So that's how great it was. All right. Was there something else?
No, that was you were succinct and wonderful, and Greg's the homie.
We're going to burn through these.
Also, something that everyone at home couldn't see while you were doing that, handsome.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Not to step on Yorm's mnemonic device.
Yorm's. Yeah, that's going to mess it up.
Shots holstered.
Which one is Andy?
Shots holstered. Compliment deployed.
All right. We have an audio message. Let's rock it.
Hi, my name is Edie. I'm from Baltimore, and my favorite Lonely Island skit is Ross Trent because my dad is bald. And my question is, why won't my parents let me say sushi glory hole at school? Bye.
Oh, man. I was going to feel bad for saying that this vest fucks and that jizz should be something that people... But then at the end of that message, I was like, I guess it's fine. That kid is up on game.
It's up to every parent how they want to raise their child. And, at least they're telling her that these are jokes for home and don't bring it to the school.
We don't know how old that person was. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just going off what she said, that she can't say that she's not allowed to talk about sushi glory hole at school. So.
Oh, you think that person might be in college?
Like it
could be university.
Uptight medical school. Yeah.
It could be grad school.
Yeah,
grad student. Wait, what was that kid's name?
Yeah. Edie?
Oh, I thought it was Edie.
That was Edie Falco, guys.
Edie Amin sounded really kind of pleasant.
Yep, it was Forrest. It was Forrest Whitaker in character as Edie Amin.
Edie, thank you for the wonderful note.
Do you remember the scene in the Idi Amin movie that I forget the title of, where James McAvoy comes in as his doctor and he's just saying he has such extreme stomach pain, and then he takes like a baseball bat and holds it against Idi Amin's stomach from behind, like doing the Heimlich maneuver.
You know I do, because we watched it together.
Until he just farts for like 45-second fart.
It might be the longest fart in movie history, right? And it's like
Last
a
King of Scotland.
too.
There you go. Yeah, in Last King of Scotland, Kevin reminds me of the title.
Oh,
it's such a serious, like, tense movie, and then there's just a 45-second
Can I
fart.
say the funniest part of it, though? It was after that, because then they both fall out laughing, like, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, that's what bonds them.
But then you're like, you're in the same room. You're still smelling the fart.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about what it smelled like, but there was so much relief between them both.
Do you think it's the longest, like, on-camera fart ever recorded? Like, in something that's narrative?
It might be in, like, a studio movie, like a real movie.
In a movie, yeah.
Like an Oscar-y kind of movie, for sure.
Yeah, that might be the longest fart.
What about Blazing Saddles? That's the most tonnage, but probably not length.
Yeah, I don't know that, like, Dumb and Dumber or Blazing Saddles, I don't know that they have a single fart that goes that long.
Maybe Swiss Army Man would top it, potentially.
Oh, that's interesting.
Swiss Army Man's got some really good
But
ones.
that's indie. Those are indie farts. A24, yeah, you start including A24, you're going to have the farts are going to go crazy.
We have to discern now?
Yeah,
Your next movie won Best Picture.
We're talking majors, just from the studios.
Oh, my God.
They don't have the same checks and balances at A24. They can just kind of, like, let it go.
Right. You guys, when the cat's away, the fart mice will play. Am I right?
The mice will drive the 3-wheeled car.
The mice will drive the 3-wheeled car right into convos about screen farts.
All right, this next one is from Nick, and he grew up in foggy London town. I don't have a good British accent, so, one of you...
No, try it, Keith. Try it.
One of you Anglophiles have to do it.
No, you try. Let's do it. Put that top hat on.
Hey guys, growing up
boy.
in foggy London town, we didn't get SNL on TV.
Wow.
But I've been a fan of The Lonely Island ever since I stumbled across the shorts on YouTube as a teenager. I remember listening to the Incredible album at the original HMV on Oxford Street like it was holy scripture. What did HMV stand for again? I know that's like a...
Her Majesty's Voice, I believe.
Really? It's like a Best
I was
Buy
fucking
kind of
quick
thing.
on the draw on that one. Ping
I
pong.
would never even heard of it. So that's Yorm wins.
It's like a Virgin Megastore. Well, I guess they would have Virgin because that's Richard Branson. That's like their whole thing. Given Yorma and Andy were doing sexy British accents in the Jizz in My Pants, were they imagining pants in the UK sense, i.e. underwear, or in the US sense, i.e. trousers?
Trousers.
That's a really good point.
He found a fucking flaw in the ointment.
Well, we also settled that you guys were doing German accents from somebody who learned in Germany from a British teacher. So,
I mean, it makes more sense actually in the Brit way because that's where it would go.
that is actually true.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the whole Fanny versus Fanny situation.
Or was it a beautiful transatlantic double entendre that covered both? If so, righteous kill. Love all four of you so much. It gets a bit lonely working from home every day, but every Tuesday I get to feel like I'm taking the piss with some old mates.
What a fucking dream that people are now sending messages with righteous kill in it.
Yeah, so many
Steve,
dreams.
your dream is alive.
Yeah, we brought it back. I mean, I guess it never died with us, but that,
So many dreams realized on this pod.
the Quaid army is widening out the dream.
First of all, thank you for such astute observations, Nick, and questions. Yeah, let's just assume that we're super smart, I would say, right?
No, it was trousers. It was trousers.
It was.
We would have said in my underpants.
That's also because just you generally would say, like, I pissed my pants. You don't go, oh, I pissed my underpants. Although I guess some people...
Pants just is the clean single syllable
Yeah.
that you need. Everything else is multisyllabic.
Yeah, that would be weird to me. Jizz in my trousers would probably not work as well.
In my underpants. Yeah. Jizz in my undies.
You're actually selling me. on it.
Jizz in my tighty whities. Jizz in my boxers.
You could have said
Close.
jeans, you know.
Jizz in, well, but we have Punch You in the Jeans. That was overlap. We didn't want to
Yeah. Whew.
cannibalize ourselves on the same album.
Dodged a bullet.
Right, that'd be embarrassing.
Jizz in, what if it used to be jeans and then we changed it? It was actually originally jeans, but then we wrote Punch You in the Jeans and we were like, well, we can't cannibalize ourselves.
Oh, yeah, come on. That'd be embarrassing.
That's a bump.
We pivoted to pants and the rest is his story.
All right. That was great.
All right. We got an audio message next. Roll it.
Roll it.
Hi, I'm calling from Canada. First, I have a confession. So I had forgotten the origin of the whole Quaid thing. And when we started referring to ourselves as the Quaid Army, I, for some reason, thought that it was a reference to like Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid. We're all a bunch of Quaids. And I'm not disappointed that's not the reference. Anyway, here's my question. I thoroughly enjoy when everyone does their Lorne Michaels impersonations. And my question is there ever a time when he like really slips into his Canadian accent, like when he's mad or when he's drunk or when he's feeling maybe a bit silly? Thanks so much. Love you guys.
Thanks for that. Love you. I think Seth would know this better than us, but for me, my guess would be when he's around his old buddies from Canada. The same way like anyone, when they go back to their hometown, that regional thing comes back more. That would be my guess.
And I would say the most Canadian thing that was mentioned about him and pointed out was that I believe he has a little lapel pin that he wears occasionally, which is this tiny little flower. And it's like some sort of distinction from the Canadian government. Right? Am I making this up? I feel like this is a thing. And it was when we were traveling to Canada with him that I noticed that he was wearing it, and someone pointed out what it was for. But in my mind, it was like a diplomatic pin that like allowed him to get into customs without going through customs or something like that. I don't think that's true.
I like him having Canada pride, which he certainly does.
Yeah.
I haven't the foggiest about that, Yorm, but
Oh, good. But I hope I made it up entirely.
I feel like maybe you're rousing from your nap a little bit here and things are starting to flood back into
They're starting to flood the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's remembering just a lapel pin. Kevin says, I think it is an Order of Canada pin.
Fuck yeah. I was right. Oh, man.
You know what? Let me be the first person to congratulate Lauren.
Wait, Order of Canada pin. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got a little maple leaf in the middle.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. It's a fun little factoid.
Yeah, I love it.
Next question.
All right, this is from Anna or Anna. Hi, Lonely Island and Seth Meyers. I am a third grade teacher, and I like to expose my children to cool pop culture things. What sketch or digital short would each of you pick to be in your comedy for kids class? That's kind of like in quotes, and it's with K's, comedy for kids class. What are your own kids' favorite songs or sketches? Do they know you had a dope past? Anyways, I hope you read this on air to my fellow Quades. I love you guys.
I love having it on the record that we have a dope past.
I wonder if they know that their teacher's a Quade.
Gonna have to answer to the board.
Wait, what are your guys? I actually want to know, and I think that we should not pick things from SNL potentially on this answer, but that's my own opinion.
From my kids, they don't give it up. They're just like classic kids who won't give it up for my stuff in general.
Oh, your kids, they won't give it up for how dope you are.
But what do they like?
One of my daughters likes Sushi Glory Hole. I know that. Ooh. I guess it felt more fresh. When I play the old things, they kind of go, uh-huh.
My kids are a little young. There's very few things I've ever played of our stuff because there's so much cursing. So they've listened to YOLO because that has no cursing. And that's not true. My 4-year-old was recently saying lines from something new we were working on, and it was filled with cursing. And I realized I was a bad parent. My sketch that I would say, this was just the first thing that popped in my head, was a Monty Python sketch that is the coal miner sketch, where a son comes home and says that he wants to be a coal miner to a family of actors. And the actors are all playing it as if the life of an actor is super hard and like very, very blue collar and like you're really doing the work.
Is that a hard day, dear? His new play opens at National Theatre tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
Good? Good? What do you know about it? What do you know about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to fly to Paris, back at the Old Vic for drinks at 12, sweating the day through press interviews, television interviews, then getting back here at 10 to wrestle with the problem of an homosexual nymphomaniac drug addict involved in the ritual murder of a well-known Scottish footballer? That's a full working day, lad. And don't you forget it!
And the son is like, but I want to be a coal miner, Daddy. And he's like, why? What's wrong? And he's like, I don't want to go to gala luncheons. What's wrong with gala luncheons? And I fucking always loved it. And I actually ripped it off on a sketch called Math Whizzes versus History Buffs. It was a Matthew Fox episode, and wrote a sketch that was just a complete ripoff of that sketch because I always loved it. Keeve, what's yours?
Do you think you wrote it for Matthew Fox because he has the word math in his name?
Oh. That's fascinating. Maybe.
You're so busted.
About that part of it. Not the part where he admitted to ripping off.
No, not the rip-off part. It was the math and Matt.
Yep, you got him.
Try living that one down.
You took it as which sketch or digital short would you pick just so it could be anything at that point?
Yeah, I think it was like required.
I was going to say that in general, Throw It on the Ground seems to be the one kids like.
Yeah, of ours, for sure.
Oh, we're picking our own shit?
I don't know.
For like required
What else do we have
comedy?
to gauge? I mean, like when we were kids, which ones we liked?
When we were doing sound mix and color for the last season of I Think You Should Leave, they kept sending it, and then I'd watch it just to kind of double check that I didn't catch something. And I'd say I have homework because I was with the kids, and I'd be like, it's like 6 o'clock and they need the notes by 9. And I go, guys, I have homework. I have to watch this. And one time, one of my daughters decided to sit there, and she sat down and started watching and was like, this is your homework? And she's too young for it and loves it and does get it. And now it like kind of talks a little like Tim, which I'm sure has happened to a lot of people around the world who like I Think You Should Leave, where his unique speech patterns kind of infect your brain. And she wanted to watch more and has now watched every sketch, except for there's a few I still skip.
Yeah.
But she basically can quote a bunch of them and does. I don't know if we really answer, but here we go. Thanks for calling in,
okay,
Anna or
skipping.
Anna.
All right, Andy doesn't get to answer one?
Oh, did you have some, Andy?
Everything is awesome. No brainer.
Great. That sketch from the movie.
Yeah, redefined comedy.
Support for the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast comes from Airbnb. You know, recently I took a trip to Los Angeles, California, and I stayed at an Airbnb for 5 days. It was in the Valley. I'm not going to tell you where, because then you might track my movements. It was great. It was right across the street from a park. It was a really beautiful unit. And you know what it made me think? It made me think, man, I'm blowing it. I have a lovely place that I could be doing the same thing with. I would love to share it with the world. It's a great way for people to have lovely experiences in. And what am I doing? I'm just blowing it because it feels like it's more of a vacation in an Airbnb. It's not a hotel. You don't have to feel like you're just visiting a city. You're living in a city. And anyway, I felt like I was really throwing money in the garbage, and I was a fool. Your home could be worth more than you think. And you can find out how much at airbnb.com/host. That's airbnb.com/host. Tell them the Lonely Island sent you. Support comes from Shopify. Starting a business can be hard. I got another great billion-dollar idea, guys. This one is stress balls that would have pictures of your enemies' faces on them so that you could relieve stress. And it's kind of like a voodoo thing where you could, smash people. I don't know. Don't take these ideas. You guys will probably do them. And with Shopify, starting that great business idea of mine can be so easy. There's so many things to do and check off your list, and Shopify makes all of those super simple. It simplifies everything from making your website to building out your online store. Shopify even makes it easy to set up that online store. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, like Aviator Nation, Allbirds, and brands that are just getting started, like mine. There's hundreds of easy-to-use templates that Shopify uses to help build your beautiful online store and match your brand style. You can accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools as well to help write your product descriptions, page headlines, even enhance your product photography. That's pretty cool. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. And best of all, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your business idea into a $1,000,000,000 idea with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Lonely Island. Go to shopify.com/Lonely Island. Shopify.com/Lonely Island for a third time. Peace out.
Okay. Next up, we have an audio one. Go ahead.
Hey guys, my name's Brandon and I'm from British Columbia, Canada. I live about 40 minutes away from where you guys shot Hot Rod. And I was in high school when you guys were on the show, so I can definitely confirm that it was an golden era. Our family builds and collects movie cars, and we actually own the original screen-used Mirthmobile from the first Wayne's World. And I'm right in the middle of building a replica of Rod's bike from Hot Rod, the Tomos A35. My question is,
Yes.
do you have anything from Hot Rod or from the digital shorts, any props or costumes that you just hold on to, or something that was important that you just felt like you needed to take home and maybe display? I love props, one of my favorite things. Love the podcast. I'm a card-carrying Quaid Army member, and your sense of humor really shaped my sense of humor. So thank you for that. Love you guys.
Wow, that got super real and awesome. Like, that's fucking cool as shit. The original Wayne's World car is rad.
I know. I was immediately very jealous.
That's so flattering that you would recreate Rod's sweet scooter.
It's a fun thing to ride, too. I know that you're not talking about a real one, but I really
No, he is. He's going to
No, he is. He's rebuilding fucking real.
He's just rebuilding one. He's just having to find the parts.
Yeah, he's making a little like miniature Lego size one, right?
I don't think so. I think he's making
I'm
a
not
real
backing
one.
off this.
He's just okay. Got it. Copy. What did he just ask at the end?
Oh, do we have any movie props? Or
I have one of the full Rod jumpsuit and cape outfits in my closet.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why don't you wear it to brunch and stuff?
That's a good question.
He's put on a couple pounds.
I mean, that was the most comfortable thing I've ever worn in anything. So I think I could probably still.
That's the reason he doesn't wear it to brunch is because he's put on a couple pounds.
Yeah, not because I don't want to dress up as a character in a movie I played. I also have this is not our proper comedy stuff, but I do have one of the outfits from Palm Springs too, which is another movie where I wear the exact same thing the whole time.
Right, the same outfit every day.
Yeah.
I have one of the other rod capes just folded like in a container somewhere in my closet.
Oh, that's killer. I have Tim Meadows gave me, because he knew I was such a huge fan of The Ladies' Man. I have one of the candles that was on The Ladies' Man's desk.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the amount of things we did, I pretty much have nothing.
Yeah, no, correct. Same here.
Well, it's weird because when a movie wraps, it all belongs to the studio. And if they need it for additional photography, it all gets packed away very meticulously. It's not a free-for-all. Same with the costumes. And then at some point, you talk to people who are like, oh, yeah, I bought that at an auction. Or it got thrown away in a dumpster. And you're like, oh, I wish somebody would call me a year later when they're like, hey, we're getting rid of all the stuff.
Yeah, like I've definitely wished we owned the DJ head for Owen's character in Popstar.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy expensive, too.
I wish that was in our office, and it's not.
But now it's at the Smithsonian. What are you going to do?
For future generations to enjoy.
Yeah.
You guys, that segment was brought to you by Black Moon. Who got the props? Thanks so much.
Props? Well, we know it's Buckshot and
5 Foot Evil D and Buckshot.
Oh yeah, 3 guys got the props.
Got the props.
That's who got the props, just like us 3 guys.
Those guys were a real 3-wheeled car too. Amazing that they kept it on the tracks.
Yeah. For those who don't know, it was a song from 1993. I guess you can just Google it.
Yeah, Black Moon was a band, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right. I guess we have another audio one. Kick it.
Hey there, guys. I'm Bentley. First-time listener, long-time caller.
Oh, interesting.
And I had a quick question for you. Has there ever been a time where, quote-unquote, real rappers have reached out to y'all to help polish up a verse or add a couple extra lines, or if y'all have just straight up helped ghostwrite a song by a real rapper? There's been several times throughout your musical career that you have absolutely dope lines that, if put in a more serious context, would be, phenomenal. Just be amazing lines. And I think it'd be really interesting if other legitimate rappers had reached out to y'all and incorporated your talents and your skills. So thank you for your time. Love the podcast, and hope you all have a great day.
Very, very flattering. Very nice. The answer is a resounding no.
Yeah, like a 1,000% no. No real rapper. I think that's in the title, though. Like, if you're a real rapper, I don't think you're going to us to punch up
we're open to it, obviously, if somebody wants to have their stuff be worse. But the closest we ever got was while we were making our third album. Who reached? It was Dan the Automator reached out, right? They were making the new Deltron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Deltron 3030.
But we did it was still a very goofy,
it was a comedy
thing.
sketch.
Yeah.
Like a skit.
But that's the most legitimate thing we've ever been on, right?
But we were pretty fucking psyched to be on it, because that was, Deltron was like a big thing for us in high school. And Dan the Automator, everything that those guys, him and Prince Paul did, and just Dan in general, was like stuff that we were very psyched on. So
were we disappointed not to be included on Handsome Boy Modeling School's White People? Sure, but we hadn't made a name for ourselves yet, so it was out of the question. If there's a White People 2, would we like the call? Yeah, man, we'd like the call.
Big time. Dan, this is going out to you. I will say this. There have been real rappers that I have heard that I thought were doing a joke and then realized they were real rappers after the fact and was like, oh, okay. Like, for a second, I was like, that was pretty funny. That's a good comedy rap person that came out. I'm not going to name names, but yeah. And then found out that they were taking it real serious.
Kendrick.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Kendrick.
I thought the damn album was just full of great jokes, and I was laughing all the time. And I thought, oh my God, we've got a competition.
Like,
and then someone said, no,
people are taking this real legit.
Sadat X. Yorm just found that funny. We were like, I don't know, man. Seems like he's pretty about it. Yorm, kick your most serious rhyme.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously.
Hey, yo, you like burritos? Yo, we all like burritos, but here's a little something that you might not know about burritos. Shit can get expensive when you buy them in bulk, so grab a pen and a pad so you don't go broke. Hit up Baja Fresh up with your bros. Be sure to scoop a vegetarian Dos Manos. Them shits is super large for only $6.25, so you can have one half now and then reheat the other half later.
Yeah.
I still remember it, guys.
That's a good verse.
That's just lessons for the kids.
It was from a song called For the Children. It was an advice song that was unhelpful.
I always love that verse.
Later.
That was a real answer.
By the way, that was back in the day because Dos Manos was only $6.25. Who knows what they cost?
They were huge, 2 hands.
Weigh in on the comments.
Weigh in on the comments how much a Dos Manos costs.
Yeah. If Baja Fresh is even still in business, tell us what a Dos Manos cost. Hey, Quaid Army, let's hear from you. We got a caller on the line. Go ahead.
No, we don't have that capability, Q.
Caller, go ahead.
Hey guys, hope you're good. Love the pod. My question is, obviously we have loads of great SNL movies over the years. What are the sketches, like they don't have to be your own, that you would love to make into a movie? P.S. I'm in London at the minute and I'm also unemployed. So I was looking at jobs today and I saw that there's actually a Cold Stone Creamery in London, which I didn't know, and I thought like, oh, I'll make the joke. I'm toiling part-time at Cold Stone Creamery, and I applied. It's actually a full-time position, so I'd be toiling full-time at the Cold Stone Creamery. All right, thanks guys, have a good one.
Yeah, you cannot toil full-time.
That guy had a real train spotting vibe going on.
Before we respond to that at all, I looked it up. And Yorm, guess how much a Dos Manos burrito costs at Baja Fresh now?
According to the Google thing.
I'm going to say $9.50.
You buffoon.
Keith, what's your guess?
I saw it already. He held it up to his camera.
Oh, shit.
It's over $21.
No, I'm going on there.
No, it is
Hold
not.
on.
Yes.
That's
no way. What?
That's what Google AI said.
Do they even still do it, though? Because I just
went... is it guessing what it would be with inflation?
On their website.
Oh, like what it would be, $6.25 in like today's currency? Wow, inflation's a fucking...
I don't see it on here, though. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I'm on their official website.
Right.
Weigh in on the comments. What do you think a Dos Manos should cost nowadays?
Guys, without Seth here, we can talk about things like there used to be Baja Freshes all over Los Angeles, and now I don't know where even any of them are.
Oh, we got to answer the question, though, guys. Mine would be, I would love to see a Falconer movie, but I'm obviously a big Will Forte head.
I mean, the one we've always talked about was Laser Cats.
Yes.
Where you do like the high end meets low end, whatever it is.
Would love to do a Laser Cats movie, yeah. Andy, do you have one that you'd like to see turned into a film? Or you only like original stuff, so you refuse to answer the question.
I'm anti-IP.
You don't like just general intellectual property.
Do sketches count as IP?
I think so. Yeah, they do.
You know what? I guess a recurring sketch could be considered IP.
Yeah.
Like it sure as hell was IP when Wayne's World movie was coming out. I was like, oh, fuck.
I always enjoyed every one of them.
Oh my God, so much.
Because they're at least silly and fun, and they are a genuine effort, even if they don't quite, some of them don't hold up as well as others.
No, they're really funny people and making things full of jokes.
I wish we still lived in a world where, again, major studios, no offense to the longer farting ones that can, because they don't have any, they can do anything they want, but like the ones where there are rules, putting real money. How fun would it be, this summer be seeing some SNL, I don't even want to guess what they would be, but just those kind of movies that are now extinct. I would love to see them.
Right, like almost like a big swing, like really going for a joke movie. Like I don't know what exists like that. Or that could be coming out maybe even in August.
Oh, good. It's a play.
God.
If someone could bring those back, I'd pat that guy on the back.
You know who I love is that Liam Neeson guy.
I'd buy that guy a beer. I'd say, hey, thanks for bringing back comedy. You know what I mean?
That guy? I'd buy that guy a beer.
Yeah, but it won't happen.
Yeah.
Maybe if you just saw him out, like at a hotel bar.
Right, like movies like Airplane, Naked Gun. Like, why aren't people making those anymore?
Keep in mind that maybe he's semi-gluten intolerant and actually can't drink very many beers without starting to feel a little sick. So maybe I'd give him a voucher for one later or something rather than like trying to have it right there.
Or like, what kind of thing could he drink, do you think? If he was over his gluten, like he couldn't do his gluten.
It's more important that like he gets credits for like room service later or something. So it's more like just putting in cash towards the overall
like
bill.
If someone were to do that to bring back like laugh a minute comedy with a studio picture like this summer, I would maybe bring that guy a burrito.
I'd Venmo $15 to like whatever hotel he was staying at to go against the overall charges at the end of the stay.
Right, so you get like some chicken fingers at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Again, gluten-free, so put that in the mix when you get them.
Right, shit. So like a green salad? This is the worst, Keeve.
Listen.
Hey to all our younger listeners, it'll come for you, don't you worry. Enjoy it now. Enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it.
All right, this one comes from Ash. Since you funny fellas covered the Incredibat album, I've always been curious as to whose hand is whose on the album cover. I have my guess, and I am afraid that if I never get the answer, I might have to live slightly uncomfortable for the rest of my life. Love you guys.
Let's look it up.
I'll say this. I was always embarrassed about my hand in that because I feel like I have sort of gross hands. So I'm the gross one.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm pulling it up.
I think I'm left, Andy's middle, and Kiva's right, but I don't know if that's true. That's just a guess. Why did I base that on?
I think you're correct.
I think you're right, though. I think you're left, I'm middle, Keith's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that was from memory. And this is where my memory goes, guys, to that question.
It's all been airbrushed, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just cleaned up.
Is it all of our right hands?
Yeah, it's all of our right hands. We are all right-handed.
And look, we apologize to all the hand models out there for not going natural. No makeup. # no makeup.
That's true, but I do have a little bit of tiny bit of scarring on my right hand. And
I was still straight edge, so they had to clean up my X's.
So because you wouldn't stop putting pen, like permanent pen on your
I just had
hand?
those things from, again, don't try to buy me beers. Come on.
Oh, no, wait. No, it's wrong. Keith's left. I'm right.
That's what we said.
Oh, we did.
I'm on the far left. You're on the far right. Andy's in the middle.
Wait, really?
Oh, wait.
I think I'm the one having to really twist my hand on the left there.
Well, no, yours is good. I'm having to really reach for it.
I thought that was Yorm.
Look how much more hair Akiva has than either me or Andy.
Is that real?
That was fake. That was put on.
Let me see your arm, Keith. Do you have more hair on your arm than Yorm?
He does. He's a real man.
Yeah. That's definitely me on the other side.
And obviously, yes, they photoshopped out all of our needle prick tattoos that we had been doing the whole summer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Our henna.
Yeah, Yorm's henna. All right, we got an audio one coming up next. Let's hit it.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, Quades. Long time Quade. First time, I guess, caller. This question is for Andy and Seth specifically.
Oh, Seth's not here.
And it has to do with the spelling bee.
I'll field it.
Which is a pretty big part of the show.
I'll field this.
And maybe the New York Times should be a sponsor or something.
We would accept that.
When you say you are using hints, are you looking at just the official hints, the one in the Post, where it tells you how many words start with certain letters? Or are you reading the comments for more specific hints? I was just curious since you seem really good at the spelling bee. Thanks for this great show. Quaid Army forever.
I mean, first off, you don't use hints very often.
I try not to use any hints.
Yeah.
I'm so not a spelling bee guy that I just assumed he was talking about the Will Forte, Jack Black sketch.
I did actually think that was what he was talking about first, too.
I also thought that at first. We
Okay.
we have two really important meanings for spelling bee on this podcast. One is one of our favorite sketches ever written, spelling bee.
And one is just like a lifestyle.
And one is, like a really important thing that proves that you're smart or not.
All right, answer it, Andy. I'm curious.
I never look at comments. No kind of comment hints. On a day when I use hints, I always disclose to whomever I'm sharing my score with how many hints I used. Many days, it's none. Often, though, and I don't consider this a proper hint, but feel free to disagree with me out there, I will look at total number of words, total score.
Because you want to know where the goalposts are just at the
As my guide rails. I'll take it as far as I can. I'm almost always well past, this is their word, not mine, the genius distinction before I look at that. And then sometimes if I'm really hung up, I will then go into the actual proper hints, which is how many words that start with each letter. And if you're really fucked, you look at how many of the first letter and second letter underneath that.
And is it a button you hit saying, do you want a hint? And if you hit it, you know the first hint's just going to be like, there are 62 words today.
No. It's in the upper right. There's a more pull down screen, and then you hit hints. And then I often will scroll down real slow so I don't see the big grid. So I just see number of words, points, number of pangrams.
Well, that's what I was wondering is how do you avoid getting a spoiler you didn't want?
Yes, I'm very strict about it with myself because I like to know that I'm doing it as clean as possible.
And what's the diagnosis on this?
I think it's probably some sort of OCD, ADHD, something like that.
Yeah, but you haven't been properly assessed.
No, I wouldn't dare. It might derail the whole enterprise.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, can I just, as contrast, Andy, you didn't respond to me the other day when I said I used 30 hints when I got Queen Bee. But the way I did it was literally looking at the entire list and then just sitting there plugging in the words.
Huh.
So I would say your version of hints doesn't, in my mind, doesn't even... One, I didn't know you could do that.
I only used cheat 30 times. Andy, ha ha. I did respond, you fucking C word.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I want to apologize to you.
So vindicated that it was worth calling you the C word, but not saying it, but saying C word. But if I was British, I would have said it, but I'm not.
Oh, if only it were 9 o'clock.
Too harsh. But I just want you to know you were wrong.
Hey, FYI, this is from Jeff. FYI, we also got an email from the New York Times Games saying they're fans of the pod. Well, that's wonderful.
How nice.
Fuck yeah.
Obviously, the feeling is mutual from Andy and Seth. Me and Yorm, we just watch TV and cartoons and stuff.
Have I talked about how I've expanded the games I do? My friend Dan Gore, apparently he does this with his brother, try to get letterboxed in 2 words. That's my new thing I've added.
Oh my God.
That's so hard and so frustrating. I can't even imagine.
I get it at least half the time, maybe most days at this point.
As puzzlers, there's a little trivia for you. I directed a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode, and Will Shortz,
the cameo,
famous crosswords creator for New York Times, was in it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's very exciting.
He was a treat.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
He kept just bragging about like books that he had read. He'd be like, I read the whole thing.
And we were like, all right, cool.
I would assume you'd finish it if you started. He's like, yeah. You know how many pages? He kept asking if I knew how many pages books were. And I'm like, that's not really even a thing anymore because it's like you can read them on an iPad and you can make the font bigger and the page number will get longer. And he's like, yeah, but this was like the original print, like a hardcover. And I go, yeah, but then later it's a paperback. The page numbers change. Like you don't want to brag about page numbers. And he just wasn't hearing it.
Right.
He's old school.
But then do you remember he was to you, he was like, what do you read? And you were like, motherfucker, I don't read books. I read scripts.
Right. That's right.
And I was like, whoa. First off, the voice was inappropriate.
Yeah, it was weird. I put on an affectation, let's just call it, to be generous.
Yeah. I was just like, Keeve, you're well out of school on this.
Yeah, it was weird. It was not okay.
And then secondly, he just was like, okay, and like walked off.
Yeah, I just wanted to big time him.
Yeah.
Anyway, big shout out to Shorts.
This episode of the Lonely Island Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Maker's Mark. And I'm with some of my friends right now. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. You know, Margie Samuels was a spirited woman. She was also the co-founder of Maker's Mark. I don't have to tell you guys this stuff.
No, we'd know it, but our listeners might not, so continue.
All right, well, in honor of Women's History Month, we wanted to toast some of the spirited women in our lives.
That was my idea, actually. These guys were thinking about not doing it, and I was like, we should.
Yeah, you are in many ways as trailblazing as Margie Samuels Yorm, and I often said that.
Well, I kept saying, I want to mark this day with Maker's Mark. And you guys kept saying, what does that mean? I was like, it means a toast, guys.
Way to land the plane, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, Seth.
I want to tell a story about a spirited woman I saw during the 50th. And I was a little bit lucky because I was there on Friday for some rehearsal action. And I got to watch the Close Encounters rehearsal with Kate McKinnon. And I feel it's the most I've ever watched an actor's process. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up. You too can celebrate the spirit of women in your life with a free personalized label to go with the bottle of Maker's Mark. Head to makersmarkpersonalized.com and fill in the details in order to create and mail your custom label. Don't forget to grab a bottle of Maker's Mark to go with it.
Maker's Mark makes their bourbon carefully. Please enjoy it that way. Maker's Mark, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 45% alcohol per volume. Copyright 2025, Maker's Mark Distillery, Incorporated, Loretto, Kentucky. All right, do we have another caller here?
What's up? Conscript in the Quaid Army here. My partner Hannah made me a Lonely Island fan and is now really happy that they can wear their favorite Lonely Island t-shirt again. I just wanted to ask a question about the Sky in England, by which I specifically mean Lorne Michaels and Sky are doing a British version of Saturday Night Live.
I heard that.
And I know that Andy spent some time in foggy London town. I know that Yorma spent some time in Lancaster. Just wondering what those guys think. Is it going to work?
Oh, is it going to work? Yes, absolutely. Everything that Lauren does is great. I think he's an amazing producer. And
so
genius.
scared.
So yeah, absolutely. Next question.
I think it easily could. It just depends who they cast, as always, right? If you get rad comics that have cool ideas and fresh voices and good writers, no reason why not. The format is proven.
Certainly the UK has a large amount of the best sketch shows of all time, at least English sketch shows, English language sketch shows.
Yeah, I'd be very excited to see the difference, honestly, just because, you know, I personally put British comedy often on a pedestal. Not all of it, guys, come on. But, you know, I would love to see the differences. I do know that was kind of a thing however many years ago, like they were doing an Italian version.
Well, that's what I was going to say. This is not the first time it's done it. There's a Korean one, like like if you type in, I'm just doing it right now to see if I can find a good one. Yeah, Saturday Night Live Korea has been going for 12 seasons.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So since we were at SNL, I remember when they started it.
And I do know that they own sketches from the show, so they can also pull from SNL America.
No, I remember seeing like the Jonah Hill dad short we did. I remember seeing a shot-for-shot remake in Italian.
Whoa.
Yeah, I forgot about that until you mentioned
Yeah,
it.
there's one that they shoot in Milan.
Wait, how long has the Italian one been going then?
It was from 2006 to 2011. And then it was shortly revived again in 2018. So 4 seasons.
Okay. I mean, it's a cool format to like see music and comedy.
It makes sense to me that there hasn't been a UK one because for a British performer who's promoting a movie, they can go on the American version. We all speak the same language.
Yeah.
But there's also never a shortage of people willing to host SNL. So I don't think they're going to be like competing for the hosts.
Right.
No, that's true. And everything Lorne Michaels does is just fantastic. And
He's thought this through.
Yeah, just a wonderful producer.
I wouldn't mind going and living in London. Maybe I throw my hat in the ring. I don't know. Host Update much?
I would love to see that.
I would as well.
I mean, immediately it made me think maybe that's our chance to be musical guest on SNL.
Oh, yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
They might actually let it happen.
Especially in the early times.
Just put it out there to the producers of SNL London that we would like to be the first musical guest, and then failure right at the top.
All right. Sarah says, hey, besties, please read it out like that. I think I did. I've been a fan since 2006, and I'm a fellow Bay Area and Jewish. Well, that's only fellow to some of us. And my dad and I watch Day Drinking with Seth every time I'm home. Love your work. Hope it takes off one day. I saw Lonely Island in concert in Anaheim in June 2019, and it was the best day of my life. No one loves pop star like me, and when you performed Finest Girl, I was the only one in the front section that knew the words and was hype. Andy missed a dance cue because we were yelling at each other.
What?
She snuck a lot of nice little burns in there.
Yeah. This is a backhanded compliment. When you threw XXL shirts, I tried to jump up and catch one and missed because I'm 5'4" and consumed by anger. The guy behind me caught it and handed it to me like a gentleman. He and I got to talking, exchanged numbers, and long story short, we're getting married.
Fuck
wow.
yeah.
A lot of turns in this here email.
The wedding's in May in Long Beach. I just wanted you to know that even on my wedding day to this magnificent man, that day seeing you in concert will still be the best day in my life. I'm still waiting in the TJ Maxx parking lot. That's where we booked the reception.
So rad.
That's amazing.
Well, joke's on you. I could not have missed a dance move because there were none planned.
Yeah. Every night he did it 100% perfect.
Random flailing.
I was going to say it was all just sort of freeform, yeah.
That's what I mean. It can't be wrong.
Oh, it can't be. Yeah, you're right. That's a wonderful story, and congratulations on your engagement. And I hope it's a wonderful wedding. And I'm assuming your first dance is going to be to Finest Girl?
I feel like it has to be.
Oh, man. You better make sure that the guest list is going to be all right with that.
Yeah, that's going to be bad news.
That's not a clean one.
That Anaheim show was a lot of fun, and it was the most intimate show we did because technically it was before the tour. It was not an announced one, so to speak. It was a practice show that we did a week before going on tour or a few days, but it was teeny compared to every other venue because we just wanted to see what worked. And at the end of it, after I'm on a boat, we were having so much fun. And it was so intimate with just like maybe 500 people or something that we were like, should we just try some other things? So then we tried to do Incredibad live.
That's right.
Even though we had not really rehearsed it.
Oh, yeah.
And we were kind of a mess because it's so much back and forth. So we don't remember whose line is whose. Yeah. It was okay. But then as soon as we got off stage, we were like, ended I'm on a boat. Yep. Ended I'm on a boat. And we never did it again.
It was a lot of handshakes. Okay.
Well, right. That's why you experiment. That's why you do practice shows.
But that was the first and only time we ever, quote unquote, performed the song Incredibad.
That's right.
First and last. Okay, so we'll end on a vest comment, which I assume is going to be positive, Jeff.
Okay, so Ryan J. Hurdle said that it looks like Yorm's picking up trash on the side of the highway, but they gave him a vest that would make sure he'd get run over.
I wasn't on board until the last part. No,
that's a last vest comment just to kind of bookend the episode.
Well, thanks, Ryan. Thanks for weighing in on the comments.
Ryan, this is Andy. Me and Akiva like you, and we have your back. We thought that your joke about Yorm getting hit by a car was funny because his vest was ugly.
his vest was so ugly, he deserves to be hit by a car.
Do we want to put in something at the end of this that's a secret message for Seth to test whether or not he listened?
Ooh, that's a great idea.
If he actually listens back to the episode.
What should we say?
It could just be as simple as a color. Like the color is periwinkle. And we go, Seth, how'd you like the pod? And he's like, I loved it. What was the color? And I'll go, huh?
Yeah. Periwinkle's the right color also.
Great. That's great.
What color is periwinkle, though?
It's like a light
It's
blue.
kind of
I
a
think.
lavender, bluish lavender.
Oh, shit. Weigh in on the comments. What color is periwinkle? All right. That was the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers pod.
Quaid Army, officially the periwinkle players.
So to recap, next week we're going to get people weighing in on what color periwinkle is and how much a Dos Manos burrito, which has been discontinued at Baja Fresh, costs.
And what you think my best cost.
Oh, yes. Don't forget the most important one.
I don't know if anybody's ready for that answer. I'm scared of it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Oh, wait. What the?
This motherfucker.
How'd it go?
We're still doing it.
Oh, God. Is it bad? Has it been bad?
He FaceTimed in so we could see
Are
him.
you at the bar mitzvah?
Yeah. See, look. About to have it's a backyard bar mitzvah.
Oh, my
You're there before it starts?
Well, yeah. We had to fly here, and then we just got here early.
Wait. Seth, is this your bar mitzvah?
Oh, he's like Drake in that music video. He's doing a late in life bar mitzvah.
I am. This is, let me stress, the one way I'm like Drake. I did have a late bar mitzvah.
No, you moisturize too. There's probably a...
Yeah, that's it. I guess well, you know what? It's probably 50-50 ways I'm like Drake. But it's been bad, right?
The pod?
The pod?
The pod?
Yeah.
Yeah, people real bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we realized that a car needs 4 wheels, Seth.
It's off the rails, yeah. We're bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Seth, I was so excited for a second because from the look of your little tiny image here, I really thought you were wearing a vest for a second.
Ah, that would have been so sweet.
Now I can tell you're not, so...
I think there wasn't enough time. Did you guys go over some of the vest burns, or are we going to have to do that when I get back?
No, we did.
No, we did.
There might be some we missed. We just did a cursory. I mean, there's almost 1,000 comments.
Bro, on the vest alone?
Also, Seth, if on the
Yes.
flight back you want to just write some new ones, that would be nice too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to. I think we covered
Seth
it.
has an active imagination. I just feel like we should put him to good use.
Thank you. You know, it's really special to hear that on the day I become a man. I should have invited you to make some speech about my special imagination.
Seth, you doing circumcision right after in front of everybody? Or are you going to do that like...
Yeah. Well, it wasn't ideally supposed to be that way, but then the guy was only available at the same time. So, yeah.
Right on. Righteous Kill, I should say. Sorry, Quaid Army.
Righteous Kill. Right.
Apologies to Quaid Army for not saying Righteous Kill the first time.
Squid Army.
Sounded like you said
Great.
Squid Army. That's cool.
You don't even know the name of our army.
I missed one podcast and now it's Squid Army.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we could change it to Squid Army.
By the way, Seth, we changed it again, so you have to listen to the whole pod to find out the new name of the Squid Army.
All right. I love you guys. I'm sorry to invite you to my bar mitzvah.
It's okay.
We were just wrapping up, so this can be the wrap up.
Oh, okay. This is good. This way.
Okay.
Well, if this is the end, then
Yeah.
we can just do a nice sign off, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely.
That's right. We can certainly say we love each other.
Well, I love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you.
And we love you, Seth.
See you next week.
See you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.